TATS. Two Asians talk sports.
What's up, Tats Nation?
What's up?
Number 43, March 20th.
Yep.
Another Wednesday. 43rd Wednesday. You know where we're at. Full Labs,
Downtown Fayetteville.
Chef Lou,
Dirty Rice.
and we got MacFax.
Oh, man. This week, 24 years ago, in 1995, MJ said he was back. Back, man. Back with the Bulls.
Is this the first I'm back?
Yeah. Back with the Bulls in 95. He wore 45, his number for baseball.
With the White Sox.
With the White Sox organization, yeah.
Did he just do a double A? Is that all he got?
Yeah, Birmingham Barons was team he played for.
Dang, you can see the Jumpman logo on the bottom of the shoes.
Yeah, they were like minor league affiliates for the Chicago White Sox. I think the Bulls and the White Sox had this. Jerry Reinsdorf, I think, was the owner. That's part of the reason why he was there, not playing with the Cubs affiliates.
Gotcha.
So yeah, he wore 45. Yeah, that year. I mean, they finished off the season strong. Like they won. Like they were 13-4.
So he came back in like almost the end of the season. Was like help with the playoff push.
Yeah, they lost in the second round to the Magic that year. I remember that they lost the Magic. Yeah, the Magic went on a magical run, but they lost in the final.
Magic went on a magical run.
Yeah, man.
No pun intended.
But yeah, but after that season, they 96, 97, 98 straight three-peat.
Yeah.
So he was rusty. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he sat on the bench for the most part. I mean,
He
sat at home.
baseball.
I'm sure he was still playing
Yeah.
at his own court, though, with no he probably had his own officials and everything. He just didn't have, like, NBA-like players all the time.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a big moment in history right there in the NBA. Michael came back. So thought I'd bring that out, man. So who's losing?
Man, loser's corner. Hate to pick on them because they've been having a rough year, but got to pick on the coach. I think he's gonna be gone, but Alvin Gentry. We'll just roll tape and then we'll kind of explain to you guys what happened. So this is overtime, and they tie it. There's 1.1 seconds to play, and the coach is not paying attention. This is something like Jason Garrett would do, and he calls a timeout. So they get a technical, and then they lose with 1.1 second left. I mean, that's kind of their season, right? There's their season. AD's not playing the fourth quarter, whatever. Yeah, they're trying to run it up the court, trying to roll the ball. Get out of here, Alvin Gentry. That's poor. That's poor.
Oh man, how do you?
Trying to call a timeout. What are you gonna do, man?
How do you not know you? I mean, you're the coach. Your head should be in the game.
Yeah,
all the time.
You should be, unless you're like the Philadelphia Phillies and going in the back to play Fortnite. A big story on that.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's in the corner. I mean, but again, like I hate to pick on them. They've been bad. They've been dealing with the whole AD drama all year. So I hope that's the last time I pick on him. I mean, he can't do any worse. I mean, they only got 10 games left, so. I don't think I'll be calling his name next year. I don't think.
You think he's going to be gone?
I think he'll be gone. He's not going to get a job, so. Because he hasn't really done much. I mean, he had Boogie, he had AD. He ain't done much. But it's the team because, yeah, they give a fat contract to Drew Holiday. He's not that guy. I said the same thing. I said the same thing about Mike Conley, and guess what? They're blowing up the whole team around him, but they can't get rid of him. Just like how they're not going to be able to get rid of Drew Holiday. Mm-hmm. So same scenario.
Damn. All right.
But let's move on. Let's first talk college hoops. A lot of action this past weekend from all the championship, all the seeding, Selection Sunday. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about another greatness. Talk about Zion's greatness.
Yeah, name like Zion, you know.
I mean, like people were trying to tell him, "Hey, sit out, don't play. You have nothing to prove." But he said, "F that. I have a commitment. I'm gonna come with these boys." And he came back up because it is true. He has nothing to prove. He can only like hurt himself more, right? He's a lock for number one, right? Him winning the MVP of the AAC championship means nothing at this point.
It's just another trophy to his collection that he's won.
Yeah. I'm proud that he thinks that way. Hey, I signed on for a commitment. Wouldn't be fair to his team. Blah blah. Hey,
1 year. Yeah, I mean, you get 1 year in college. These guys get 1 year.
He's a man of his word.
Yeah,
he's a man of his word. This 18-year-old kid is a man of his word.
It's good, man. Because if he were to sit out, I think there would be more of a push to like just have guys come out of high school. I
think there's already going to be so much push.
I don't know
for that already.
But if he were to sit out, they probably like, oh yeah, see, you're wasting people's time here.
Other than that, it's not costing anything. Doesn't cost any money, but they are technically costing a scholarship for somebody else.
Yep.
Right. But how many times do these guys come in with the scholarship that they even do a 3 or 4 year to actually wrap up their degree? They don't.
Nobody.
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again because we've already had a lot of discussion about that, and nothing has changed. There's nothing new. I mean, it's the same thing. So we'll leave that one alone. But he was spectacular when he came back. I think the first game he was back, he was something like 13 for 13 or something crazy like that. And that includes like 3-point shots. It's not just like dunks and whatnot.
Yep.
So
he's a beast.
Definitely a lock for number one. There's a chance that the Lakers could get this pick.
Oh man,
they've been so bad.
If the Lakers get the pick, man, there better be some investigation going on with how they're getting picks. The lottery. The
lottery. Hey, I would not be surprised. Just like how they vetoed that trade to the Lakers with the Chris Paul. Something could happen, man. Look, Valanciunas, man, this boy doesn't miss. But hey, let's talk a little bit about the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you had a chance to do it. I have only got one bracket, honestly.
I've looked at it. I haven't filled out anything. I've looked at it.
Yeah. So, who do you have going all the way? We won't get into the nitty gritty, but who do you have going all the way?
As much as I hate to say it, Duke, man.
Oh my gosh, that's my pick.
I know. I hate to say it. I'm not a big Duke guy, but
they're loaded.
They're loaded, yeah, man.
They barely snuck by North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the third time they play them. This time with Zion. The only time that they played with Zion,
he blew his shoe.
He only blew his shoe out, but still, like, they won by one. If they all go to the dance and they're in the Final Four, it's the fourth time. What a matchup! What a year, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, will Virginia lose in the round 64 this year?
I can see that. I don't think Virginia's that.
They're like a 1 seed.
Yeah, I think they're always like a 1 seed.
Yeah, just their style of play is just not fun to watch.
I think a lot of people are also saying Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
But I'm gonna keep with Duke.
Yeah, Duke is just more. Gonzaga's good, but man, just going through their conference, it's just they haven't. It's just there's no challenge. I just don't feel like they're a challenge. And by the time you get to the Sweet 16 round, they played some good teams in the non-conference schedule, but just going through their conference, and then really second Sweet 16 round, you're going to be playing against some pretty good teams,
Yep.
and see how well they adjust, because just the speed, the talent of the other teams is going to be night and day.
Yep.
But I'd love to see Gonzaga win for sure. I'd love to see a non-major conference school win.
Gonzaga.
You know, I'm always rooting for those guys.
Yeah, no, I feel like this is Duke's year. I mean, they're loaded, top to bottom.
Zion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming back and ready to dominate.
Yeah, and they also have R.J. Barrett. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good too. So I don't think it'll be too out of the ordinary to see them win it all. But again, like they said, the past, I don't know, 20 years, the number one seed to actually win, it's only been like 3 times or whatever like that. So I mean, it's not like it's a favorable seeding. I mean, you're still gonna. I mean, it's basketball. It's one game,
20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 20-minute halves.
It's just
different rules. So I mean, anything can happen, right?
Yep.
Which is why everybody's like really really into it. So we'll see. I think first game's tomorrow.
I mean, it technically already started.
Oh yeah, with all the people still trying to get in, right?
The playing games.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't. I mean, you know, I don't call those tournament games.
Yeah,
know?
I don't. Either.
It's got to get down to 64. I mean, that's you know what I remember. Some people
what we're here for.
You know, some people remember when the tournament was smaller, was 32 teams or whatever. But
they opened it up.
Yeah, 64, a little more teams. You know, open up for more at-large bids and stuff like that. So, which is good, you know, because everybody wants to get into the dance.
Everybody's trying to get there. But the thing is, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But let's go. Let's move on to the pros. Let's slide into the pros. Golden State heating up a little bit.
Yeah. See.
But they did get beat in San Antonio. But they didn't have KD, which is a very 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 likely scenario for next year. Took it to Houston. Took it to Oklahoma City.
Yep.
They lost in San Antonio. But they had KD, but they didn't have Cousins. So it was like a little like flip flop.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But I mean, you know, I think teams are heating up, and you know, you remember when I said I was concerned with OKC. That was something I brought up last week, and I mean, it's valid. They lose to Golden State. They lost to Indiana. Mm-hmm. Indiana without Victor Oladipo and whatnot, and they lost to them. Yes, it was on the road, but I mean, it's an inferior
opponent.
Yes.
Hell, they
even though they're hanging on to the number 4 seed, but you know, the number 4, even the number 1 seed in the East is not relevant. You know, like they're not as good. You know, like you're like everybody knows the West is the powerhouse team. So for them to go on the road and to lose to Indiana, I think it's a little pathetic. And the thing is, they had a lead. I think they had a 20-point lead halfway through the third.
Jeez.
You're not a championship caliber team if you lose a 20-point lead.
They just crumbled, huh?
Yeah.
Well, last week they were getting drilled by the Nets, you know. So
yeah, so
that's not. It's just
they're not ready for Showtime. That's all I gotta say.
They're what, 4th seed, 5th seed?
Yeah, they're somewhere around there.
Nah, man, they outed. They ain't gonna be. Yeah. Nah.
You know, and there's so we move on now to LeBron James. There was a story that came out last week that Jeannie Buss was considering, or not considering. Let me take it back. Not considering, listening to offers.
Trade him
for LeBron James.
Trading LeBron James.
Yeah.
I heard about the two, but I hadn't read the article.
Well, I haven't heard anybody dispute it. I haven't heard Genius be like, no, that's not true. So
it's got to be true
for them to even field that type of question for the guy that you tried so hard to bring on over, sign him to a 4-year deal. I mean, like, is LeBron just not? I mean, this obviously is a bad season. He actually got hurt for the first time in his career.
Yeah, he was out for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, like 20 games or whatnot. You know, but is he like what's going on? I mean, there seems to be a lot. You know, like teammates being thrown on the bus, and then during the next game, you know, it was a weekend game or whatever. They were calling him out because he wasn't even sitting with the rest of the team. Like, so they're like, this lack of leadership. So there's definitely a lot of questions and question marks around LeBron James being in LA. I don't think it's the right what they were expecting. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It was not what they were expecting when they signed him. There's potential that they could get a number one seed. You didn't
Number
pay,
one pick?
yeah, number one pick. You didn't pay $140 million for just to get the number one pick, right?
Yeah, but if they do get the number one pick, though,
Yeah.
it'll help out his cause if he's still on the team.
I think he has to. I mean, like he's obviously gonna sell the tickets, right? But this is the weirdest beginning of a.
I know, I read that. What the hell?
Shout out to Chris Clark. Good to have a little bit of traffic on here.
Yeah. Hey Chris, if you stay a little longer, my shirt actually starts to get unbuttoned throughout the show.
He just left, probably.
It's the lead into the scenes.
Oh yeah.
Casting couch. But yeah. So I don't know. Like this offseason, I'm curious what the Lakers gonna do. Obviously, their 1-year deals, like they were doing with when LeBron was in Cleveland, is obviously not working out because he just doesn't have the talent. He has nothing around. I mean, like even though he didn't have a lot, but he had
The East.
He had the East. He had, Tristan Thompson. He
Yeah.
had Kevin Love.
He had some all-stars.
Yeah.
Decent.
Decent. Like now, Ingram, I just heard they're not going to offer him an extension. So I guess that means next year he'll be unrestricted. I mean, the year after he'll be unrestricted.
Man. Year 2.
Yeah. Ball's preparing. Like he's going to be leaving.
Man, that's the whole thing.
I think they're gonna have a big changeover. They have a new coach, and I think when that happens, it's gonna take them half a year to figure it out.
Yeah, especially when you change a coach, it's like everything. All the assistants change.
Yeah.
Players change.
You're already gonna have whole new personnel, so
Yeah.
now you're gonna throw in a new wrinkle of a new coach, but it's gonna be a LeBron coach,
Yeah.
Maybe Ty Lue. Oh, hey, he coached, what's his face, and he was a former Laker, so it could make sense. But I'm hearing something Shaw. What's his name? David Shaw, whatever his name is, the assistant right now. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Interested to see kind of what goes on there.
So if he goes to coach the Lakers, you think he's gonna get the cornrows?
Yes, he needs to bring it back.
Bring back the cornrows.
Bring it back. Bring it back. All right, let's talk money. Let's talk real money. Let's
Big
talk
money.
real money.
Almost $500 million.
Yeah, Mike Trout, real money. Now it looks like the Machado, the Harper, which each one of them were record-breaking deals. Like Machado's was a record-breaking deal because it was the biggest contract handout to an actual free agent, because Stanton was an actual extension, and then Harper got the big deal, one-upped them, and then now Trout comes back, 12 years, $428 million. It erases the last 2 years that he has, so it's technically a 10-year extension because he still has 2 years left on his contract. But there was just a whole bunch of noise about, Harper starting to recruit him. Hey, come to Philly. And we're like, oh, man, we're 2 years away. And the Angels like, hey, let's nip that in the butt right now.
It's called a preemptive strike, huh?
Dude, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Trout, man,
He deserves it.
he's probably the best player.
He is. He's
probably
been
the
MVP conversation.
Best position player, I think.
And he does it all. He's a
five-tool guy.
He's a five-tool guy.
Five-tool.
Exactly. Five-tool guy, but five-tool guy with power. There's a bunch of five-tool guys that are more like speed guys, can give you 5-10 home runs, but this is the five-tool guy giving you 30.
Yep. Yeah, now he's an angel for life, I guess. I don't know if they're contending.
This is gonna take him into his
His final year.
He'll be like 36 or so.
Yeah.
And then his next contract is obviously, I mean, yeah. Dude, what's so sick is this is $37 million a year. $37 million annually. Harper's contract is only 25 annual.
only.
Yeah. Only. I mean, yeah, we say the only, but that's sick, right? I think this should beat Greinke's annual because he has the highest annual.
Man. So what if Trout starts to fade, doesn't deliver on this contract?
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
What if he
It could
does?
be because you know why? Angels are really bad about handing out these big contracts. I mean, Josh Hamilton, Albert Pujols. I mean, so it's not like they're. So I love the owner. He is not afraid
Yeah, to spend the
to,
money.
to spend the money. But I mean, when you talk baseball, I mean, like you're talking all 10 of those years are guaranteed,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, it's pretty much that money is as good as made.
Yeah.
So shout out to his agent. Shout out to him and his family.
To ownership, I mean, like the Angels, it's just, they don't have the richest history, whatever, they got one World Series.
Because they're always talking about the Dodgers, right? The
Yeah.
Dodgers obviously have the history. They're trying to be somebody across town.
Yeah.
But let's see what comes with this. I wonder if it's gonna even get them a playoff. I mean, I feel like the team is almost there, right? If you look at their division, right? For some reason, Oakland, you would never think they're in it, but they're always in it,
Yeah.
right? I was reading this interesting article that, yeah, Houston's up and coming, blah, blah, they're young, but they're going to have to pitch some money in pretty soon because their rotation's almost up. Like Verlander's a free agent. Garrett Cole's going to be a free agent. They're most likely going to lose Dallas Keuchel this year. so like the article says, so, I'm not trying to, take credit for something I didn't make, but the article is trying to say that, they're going to have to rebuild their rotation in 2 years, right? And because they have to lock up their young core, Altuve, Springer, Correa, like where's all the money going to come from, right? So it's like, like the Angels could come into contention, but I don't feel like they're close at all. Like they don't have a pitching staff. That's the biggest thing. They don't have a pitching staff.
If you don't have a pitching staff, it's just tough,
Oh, I don't spilled there. Oh, that was
It's tough 'cause
that was
you-
caught on camera too.
You just can't swing your way to a World Series title.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you can win some games in the regular season, winning them like, 10-7 and stuff like that. But once you get to the playoffs, you're going against, some tough pitching.
Tough pitching.
Tough. So, I don't know, man. At least they show him the money, Trout's their guy. He's been with them since day one.
Yep.
So,
See what happens. I think if Shohei
showtime.
can be healthy for, I don't know how long the contract is, but like, for a duration of his contract, plus they get a few guys. I mean, yeah, they don't have any, but they have Justin Upton. I mean, he's a big name,
Yeah,
but
big name, but
he's a little bit past his prime.
He's still good. I mean, he's
Yeah.
still good, but
Serviceable, but again, like can't name their pitching staff.
I mean, yeah.
That's gonna be the problem. It's gonna take pitching, and even though the Rangers aren't gonna do anything anytime soon because we're always thinking about signing players, but we never actually signed them.
Well, they're moving into. It's the final year of the stadium.
Yeah. And then they move into the indoor, which is gonna be which
is
is supposed
great.
to attract talent and supposed to attract pitchers because pitchers don't want to come because of the jet stream effect
Yeah.
at Globe Life.
But as a fan, oh man,
It's
that's-
miserable.
Oh, it's miserable in the sun. I mean,
But when we were good, we were still selling out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right now we're not good.
Yeah, when you're not good,
You don't have any big names. I mean, we had Darvish. I mean, like, who do we have on our pitching staff? Nobody.
Yeah, it's just tough to drag yourself out there. When first pitch is like 90 degrees at 7. It's just it's just brutal, you know. Unless
is.
they're good, you know, you find a reason. I'll tough it out. But man, when they suck, it's
Yeah.
miserable.
There's nobody to watch for.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the gambling section.
MLS.
Oh, MLS.
That's
Sorry,
soccer. Yeah, man.
MLS.
3 weeks in, man. We 3 weeks in. 3 weeks in, man. So with your squad, fuh?
LAFC.
LAFC. I mean,
Yeah.
New York.
Oh man, that stadium though, man.
That was it shouldn't have been a tied game. I think that LAFC definitely has they have the depth. They were playing super aggressive. Obviously, New York was, and then midfield was looking sloppy.
It's a road game too.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
a road
so
game.
cross
Yeah,
country travel. You know,
Yeah,
it's just,
the midfielders were looking really sloppy though. Carlos Vela, obviously he's gonna show out.
yeah, he
they're all
played good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about how he's the, supposedly the MVP of the MLS. Right? The best player in the MLS right now, and that's arguable, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, LAFC. We'll see what happens. As long as they seek retribution against the Sounders later, I'll be cool.
Yeah, and defending champs. Ain't nothing. Yeah.
Now, LAFC is gonna be playing in KC here in July.
Yeah.
There's a Houston Dynamo, and then KC. So
Shoot for that KC, so
Yeah.
we hit the casino.
yeah, hit up
Hit the
bazookas. Yeah, hit up bazookas.
Nah, man. The
Hollywood.
stadium,
Bazookas.
the soccer stadium in Kansas City is next. It's in the same area as the Hollywood Casino.
Oh,
Shit, we got
Yeah.
Dozier on. The Dozier.
Hey, we're Doze. Hey, how's that hiking, man? I saw them pictures. Them pictures. Nah, he was doing some hiking out in Buffalo. I don't know, one of the parks. He was.
Yeah, he's his Instagram. Right?
Yeah, he's a.
the parks. What parks?
I mean, jeez. I mean, if I don't know, man, he brought his guns. He wearing a little muscle shirt.
These guns.
Jeez, man. Jeez.
Pull this up here. Dozier, if you're still on, thank you. Appreciate you finally hopping on. We really need to get you here, even
Get
though
Atlanta United.
it'd be hard to. Oh wait, ATL.
We'll repeat.
Nah.
They slipping right now though, and they haven't looked too good, but the does.
The Doze.
Look at him.
Oh, he saw a snake, man. I don't even take a picture of it. I would have been out of there.
Yeah, props, Dozier.
Nice
Get some
cap.
Suns out, guns out. Oh, you sponsored by Muscle Tech now,
Muscle
bro?
Tech. Look at that. Look at that big.
Shit,
Yeah.
That's some scenic shit.
Yeah,
That
man.
almost looks Photoshop.
Is that
Oh,
green
whoa,
screen?
whoa, look at that. Eating good too.
Yes.
Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, slap an egg on it.
Showing that Razorback pride. Yeah, man.
Hey, does he have a license to carry those?
I love the dude, man. That's
Yeah, Dozer is cool.
Taking a break from my symposium on Wakanda and psychoanalytic theory to watch my Oh, man.
oh man.
Yeah, we definitely need to have a discussion over that, man.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, where were we?
MLS. Yeah, man. It's in full swing. I mean, you finally, it's just Seattle's undefeated. New team, Cincinnati, came in. They're having a big party.
Big party.
Yeah, man. That's a big deal, having, I mean, you go to these games, man. It's a soccer game, but it's just people just standing, chanting,
It's
just in that,
intense.
right?
It's so intense. It's dope.
Yeah, it's
Only been in like 2 games, 2 matches, MLS, but it's tight.
LAFC.
Yeah, it's tight.
yeah. So, so season's just a month old, but it's definitely good to watch, man. It's nonstop. So,
Yeah, I guess I've only watched one MLS match, and then the other one was like an MPSL, just smaller. And we have MPSL here in the area, Ozark FC, which was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
Ozark.
Where they play at? Yeah.
They're based in Springdale.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were formed last season.
Wow.
And I think the teams have always been playing in the Jones Center area for a while. But then they finally, I guess they had some private donors and, talent, and then did the whole NPSL thing, which is pretty dope, which is like kind of like equivalent if there was like a D3 or between D3 and D4 next to USL. Mm-hmm. So that's cool.
Yeah, you got to move up, Damn, all right. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah.
Now we got the gambling section. You want me to go first?
You go first.
I'm taking Dallas plus 10 in Portland. I think McCollum's still out.
Yeah.
Or even if he's coming back, I mean, it looks
matter.
like he had a pretty serious injury, so.
Man. Plus 10.
Plus
Taking
10.
Dallas. Man.
Hey, we got nothing to play for, but we still have the Rookie of the Year candidate.
Yeah.
And while you're thinking about it, Trae Young said he's the best. Get out of here. Trae Young.
Man. OKC's favored. I mean, the game just started, but man.
We'll let you have it still.
Yeah. Man, OKC's
4.5.
4.5. Man, that's the Raptors take it, man.
Well, I do want to let you know Kyle Lowry is out.
Yeah, he is.
That's kind of important to them.
It is.
Because the other game they started Jeremy Lin, they look pathetic.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Just Thunder, man.
I can't trust the Thunder either.
Yeah,
so I'm not trying to tell you to change your mind. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say Raptors, man. I'm gonna take the points. Just started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go with that.
So what's up? Heard you about to do a Vegas trip.
I don't know. We'll see. It's see what we want to do.
Yeah.
Maybe a little spontaneous. Maybe
Vegas.
quick.
Sam's favorite place.
Little quick trip.
I like it. I like the idea, but I don't know, man. It's too soon.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it could be inexpensive.
It could be as cheap and expensive as you want.
Well, what are you trying to get out of it? I mean, what's the Vegas? What's the premise? I mean, it's just getting fucked up and doing bottle service.
No.
typical,
Absolutely
It's a
none
business. It's a business trip.
Absolutely none of
It's a
that.
business trip, right?
Is that your old life?
We have no dollars
Yeah.
for bottle popping. Shoot, don't even have the dollars to pop
We're
my
talking
own
about
bottle.
Dozier could sponsor you.
Oh,
With
yeah?
some private donors, some generous private donors, even though it's not really private anymore, given that I just mentioned his name.
Donors.
What, you gonna start a GoFundMe?
Yeah, yeah. Can you fund my Vegas trip?
Man, I bet if we did a search query, there'd probably be some outrageous crowdfunding campaigns for stupid shit like that. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
It's almost as ridiculous as socialism. Anyways.
Anyways, what we got on the fresh plug?
Yeah.
Fresh plugs. Yeah, as always. Well, okay, I'm just my mic. All right, there we go. So the Drive-In Speaker Box, every Monday, 8 p.m. Central, led by Beatbox, aka the Boom Operator, and the Grip. If you're into movies, if you're a movie buff, movie aficionado, and all eras, current movies, they do, box office roundup. They have a lot of insightful, just movie knowledge. And it's not just movies; it's how the music, the music that goes with the movies, and just how it shapes overall, the overall just culture, right? Of whether it be the American society or whatever the movie's portraying. So the Drive-In Speaker Box was on 88.3 FM for many years at KXUA Studio on campus, but recently moved here to the Pho Labs. I would say they're, I'm glad to add them to the Labs Live family. Which another plug would be we are. we're kind of considering moving or looking into a dedicated space for a full service live streaming podcast studio. So those of you who are listening, probably just maybe Chris Clark, because maybe he left because there's no porn. But if Dozier, if if you're still on there, and you happen to know some serious people who, willing to, it's free market capitalism. You got to pay to play, right? If you're serious about creating content, and you already have a pre-existing podcast, or if you don't, you have a great idea, we are accepting pitches. So just hit us up, DM us on Facebook, YouTube, leave a comment, whatever. Nice little half-page, one-pager. Just, I'm willing to sit down and just kind of hear it out. So it would also be in downtown Fayetteville. We're looking at a space like next door here that just opened up. Nothing is on paper and set in stone, but me and Beatbox, the boom operator from Drive and Speaker Box, we're sort of leading the charge on that. So Drive and Speaker Box every Monday, 8 p.m. Central. They'll be going to the Texas Pinball huge conference, but they'll be back for next week's show. So, but that's really all I have for fresh plugs.
Got anything else?
Nah. What are you looking for this week?
This week, I wonder. I want to see a Cinderella story.
Yep.
The Cinderella team unravel. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I'd like
Because I don't know who it is right now.
I
made a bracket, but it's a terrible bracket. Every year, it's a terrible bracket.
You gonna share that, like for next week, or should we share that?
I can share the bracket.
Yeah, so I want to see like a double-digit seed make a run.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Well, I want to see them like look good. Though. I don't want like they just snuck by. They upset like a huge team. They snuck by and then they lose and they like. I want them to have a legit chance. Want them to bring it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, excuse me.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, man. I want to see at least like a double-digit seed make the final 8.
Yeah, last year was Middle Tennessee, right?
I
think it was.
Yeah, I don't remember, man.
I think it was.
Loyola Chicago. Think they made the Final Four? Was that last year?
I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So something like that. Be awesome. Be awesome. I mean, it also gives like these smaller, like lesser known schools, some recognition.
Yep.
So, yeah. Got anything else to add?
That's it. I think that wraps up 43.
43.
You know what I just realized? I think I thought Phil Dozier was on. It's actually Silla's on. My bad.
We looked up the wrong IG account.
Oh man,
we can pull him up.
We looked up the wrong
Silla,
IG account.
what's up, man?
Wakanda.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, wait a
Hey,
minute.
come on,
Wait
ATL.
a minute. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Hey, sorry, Michael Silla. And also appreciate you hopping on my political prejudice share. And then you
Hachimar was gonna be a killer.
screenshotting that. But yeah, man, we miss you on here. We definitely miss you on here. Speaking of which, I mean, shoot, where's I'm gonna kind of pull him up.
Pull up the library one.
Wakanda.
Let me see here. Let me see here. What we got.
That picture with the outfit.
Yeah, let me see. We just creeping on his Facebook. No big deal. We just creeping. We just totally creeping on this guy right now. Yeah.
Hey,
going
does
back in
does
time.
he have license to carry those guns?
Yeah, he's swole. Man, we never met you, Michael, but you pumping that iron or something, man. Unless that's all from like esports. or something.
Esports.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. If we ever in ATL, we'll hit you up, man.
Yeah, Atlanta's dope. I think last time I was there was that B-Boy Jam a while back, Evolution. That was so long ago. It was fun though. Yeah. It was super fun.
Hey man, Green right here just went off 9-0 run by himself.
Dang, they were. Yeah. I don't know. They still double digits though.
Yeah, but there's 9 minutes left. 9 minutes left. All right.
All right.
Hey man, that's 43. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys love. the new audio quality.
We're hot. We're hot. We're hot. We're hot.
Hot, hot.
And we're out.
See you, Michael.
TATS. Two Asians talk sports.